Hey, everybody, it's our weekly Dream Achievers call. I'm so glad you're on. We have a lot to cover. Our guest speaker will be hopping in shortly, and Kim Ponte, and she's going to talk about how to work your business consistently. But I'm glad you're here. Before we get started, here she comes. Who has a victory they'd like to share? Big or small?
I booked all the parties I said I would.
Yeah.
I know. I couldn't believe
That
it. It was getting down to the wire.
was
Good
12, right?
job.
Yeah.
12?
And
God, holy
About
crap.
Thursday, I'm like, what were you thinking?
I love it, Angie. Name it, claim it.
Yeah.
Like in a quick little minute, how did you do it?
All 99% Facebook messages, just sent all the past hosts and basically anybody. I mean, I sent hundreds of messages.
Oh my gosh.
And tons of no's. And then all of a sudden the yeses started. So I did it when I was camping.
Good for you.
Good job.
Yeah.
And Christy, who's right below you, booked just a couple parties and events. Christy, how many?
I don't know. I didn't even count. I was driving home from the river or riding home from the river this morning. And I did like Angie did. I got on and just messaged everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean,
yeah, I didn't even count how many were there because I'm still at work.
Well, keep going. I mean, why stop at 16?
Yeah.
Right.
16?
I think it was 16. So I was
Christy, that's awesome.
16.
Yeah, but there's some of them that are my regular events that I do in the fall too. That it's now when people are looking for people.
Yeah.
So some of them are regulars events.
So did you private message like Angie did, or what did you do?
Yeah, I private messaged. I just started going down my alphabet. And then I wrote in a book, which it's out in the car. No, if they said no right away, I just put them in one column and I just, yes, maybe, whatever. And yeah, I didn't get through all my list, but I'm like, okay, that's where it is right now.
Well, I mean, keep going. That's fantastic.
And I use super simple wording, super simple, like 2 sentences.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You two need to share that on the team page when you have a minute, like after the call, if you have a minute.
I can do that.
Well,
Christina,
I'm
please.
honest. I'm an Angie copycutter, so
That's okay. That's why I posted it for you.
So it all comes from her.
That's why I posted.
There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. Go. Did you want to say something? Okay. So share what you do, how you got all those parties booked.
Yeah.
We're going to move on to announcements quick, and then we're going to spin the wheel, and we're going to see who is the 2 lucky winners for the Booking Blitz. I think we booked, the goal was 50 and we booked, I think, over 65. I'll confirm in the morning. I was out of my office all day and Jane did all the tabulation. So, but I'll let you know. Oops, someone else is trying to get in. Okay. So do check TS Central because there are some cool announcements on there. But I just wanted to highlight, don't forget about the Jill Challenge, $1,250. You will earn it by the end of August. I saw something on Facebook today that TS Central mobile app is up and running. Is that right? Yep, haven't looked at it either. Consultant assortment, I think every single person here has ordered it. But if you haven't or your team hasn't, our team goal is 150. I have no idea where we're at. But it's a really good value. So reach out to your team members and get them to order the consultant assortment. Let them know. Don't you save like $40 or $30 or something like that? Something like that. Yep. Okay. So without further ado, I'm going to share my screen and we're going to see who is going to win in the what the heck is that on there for? Okay. So all the names are entered on here. And the first prize is the Rock the Croc. What's that?
You can shuffle them too, but you don't have to. It's all right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Like
it's
this,
okay.
I'm
No.
So I have to thank Angie for sharing this with me this morning, and then I delegated it to Jane. So could I shuffle it now?
Yeah, but otherwise it's no big deal. I think if you hit the pencil button, I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay, we won't worry about it this time. Oh wait, what's this? Edit. Well, we're not going to worry about it.
Yeah.
So first drawing is for the Rock the Croc Mini. And who is it going to be? It looks like our winner is Barb.
Woo! Team Mitch,
Barb, are you still on?
shoot.
Is she still on?
She's on. No, she's on.
Okay, Barb, did you see that?
I'm here. Whoops.
Did you see that you just won? You just won the Rock the Croc Mini. I can't see your smiling face. Okay. Okay, excellent. Okay, so this next one, our number 2 winner, is going to earn the Star Melamine, that cute little dish, and the Tastefully Simple spoon. So let's see. Boom. Who the next winner is going to be. Desiree!
Yeah.
So Desiree, oh, there she is. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Is that not fun or what?
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
So Barb, congratulations. Desiree, congratulations. And Angie, thank you so much for that. And next time I'll
Yeah.
show you. I basically slid into the cabin, had something quick to eat, and put together some more notes, and here we are.
Cool.
Okay, so next we're gonna move, before I move to the amazing Kim Ponte, we're next gonna move to Angie Schaefer, silver leader from Chris, Nebraska, who's gonna share our product knowledge segment. What do you got, Ange?
All right, I did the cheesy chive because this one was when I first started. I think it was new, but this one is so popular from my friends and family camping. So I also use the tools that they talked about when we're online to be like, go crazy about it, be like, oh my God. So let me know if you caught my live. I tried to be extra cheesy. See what I did there? But it was really good. So it's very cheesy, obviously, and it's not really oniony. It's kind of a hard one to explain, but it's a nice mild flavor. And this was one, it was kind of funny. I made it while we were camping and everybody was sitting around in the camper because it was 105 or whatever. But once they started eating it, I wish you could have seen all my aunts and uncles because they stood around it and they're like, this is addictive. And so this one I made just like regular. And then the other favorite thing to do with this is I like to add, if I have any leftovers, I add it to mashed potatoes. It's really, really good. And then there's some fantastic recipes. I don't know if you remember that there's a baked chicken recipe and you use this for it. I think that would be good. Just some sour cream, put it over bacon or chicken and bake it. But I will post some recipes. They have some really good skillets with it that are super simple, like 30 minutes or less. So just great as a flavor and so much more. So if you haven't tried this one, definitely do it.
Get on it. Oh, Angie, that's great. And the cheesy chive is in party food kit 1 or 2. I can't remember which one. It's the one I'm going to do for my parties. And you do it on the chicken like Angie just shared. So rocket. Well, thank you, Angie. Great job. Yeah, fantastic job. Okay, so next up is my friend and fellow rock star Kim Ponte from Massachusetts. She has been with Tastefully Simple for 16 and a half years, and she's been #1 in sales for the entire company for 10 years. So I'm so honored and so excited to have Kim share with us. She's going to talk for a little bit, and then I know Kim said, hey, if you have any questions, you can ask. So Kim, you got 20 minutes, my friend.
Okay, so how do I do this? Because we all know I'm not technically savvy. Like, can you guys hear me? Because I don't even know if you can.
Yep, you're great.
I don't do anything with Zoom. How's that, people? Because I'm just not technically savvy. You would not believe that, but anyone that knows me really well will know how much I suck with technology. I can do it, but I suck. Okay, so I'm just gonna just dive right in. If you have any questions, write them down because I do want to answer anything that you may have that hopefully I can help you with anything. But the bottom line is just be you. Like, I know I said that at conference if you weren't there or if you watched the recording, but literally just be you. Okay. So a typical day, and I can't even say it's a typical day, but I'll just kind of like maybe just go down some things that I do. And if you have any questions, like I said, just ask. Hope I'm not talking too fast. But anyway, so every week I have a to-do list. That's like main priority. You have to have a to-do list. And it can be the most stupidest things on that list. Like maybe it doesn't have anything to do with Tastefully Simple, but anything that you need to get done, right on that list. Because as you're checking it, it's like you feel accomplished. Okay. And it's always good to have that accomplished feeling. Okay. Even if it doesn't have anything to do with Tastefully Simple. If you start doing this on a weekly basis, I guarantee you're going to start being more productive and getting things done every single week. So I write the list typically either on a Friday or a Sunday, depending on what's going on in the week. And then I start fresh on Monday. Usually by the end of the day on a Monday, I look at that list and it's like, okay, well, what did I not get done? And I rewrite a list. And I do the same thing on Tuesday and I do the same thing on Wednesday. I just keep on writing that list because I'm taking things off of it. And it helps me to feel more accomplished. It's just something I do. Maybe you might find a better way to do it for yourself. Like the joy of the business is we can mold it to be whatever's good for us, so that's great. Now, I can't work Tastefully Simple full time every single day because I watch my grandkids still. Even though they're in school, a couple of days a week, I bring them to school and then I get interrupted with picking them up at 3 o'clock. And then they usually stay with me till 5 or 6. So typically like Monday to Tuesday, I work my rear end off. Or Monday through Wednesday, I work my rear end off. It just depends on what's going on with the kids. So it's good to know what days you can work. So that's another tip. That's why I was saying what I was just saying. So if you know that you can only, like, I would say touch your business every day, because I really feel when we don't touch it, it just sits there. You may think that they're going to call you, your clients, or they're going to message you, and some of them may, but if you want your business to move consistently and always be working in the direction you need it, I would tell you, you need to touch your business every day. You really, really seriously do. Okay. Even if it's just a few minutes, but I would say if you can, work it at least a half an hour. Everyone's situations are different. So you work the way it's going to work for you. No need to get stressed out. Okay. Just you work the way it's going to work for you. So things that I do, I'm very client care. I've said that since day one. Client care. You need to set yourself apart from other consultants. Okay. Thank God we're not completely like hugely saturated with Tastefully Simple. I don't think that's one of the direct selling companies I find to be completely saturated. I feel like we're further enough apart where we can give our clients really good client care, and that's what sets us apart. So, good client care, what does that look like? For me, I call every single order that I get that comes in and say thank you. I do a thank you phone call. If I don't get them, I typically just say just like this. Hi Sue, it's Kim calling just to say thank you. I got your Tastefully Simple order today, and I just wanted to let you know that I have it. It's in, it's all set. You'll see it in about a week or so. If there's any problems, any questions, please give me a call back, and I leave her my phone number. Okay. If it was from a party, I'll say I got your order for Jan's party, blah, blah, blah. I just kind of mix it up. It's just a standard order. That's what I'll say. Sometimes they call me back. And if they do, a lot of the times they will say, thank you for that personal touch. No one's ever called me and done that. You'll always be my consultant. So people do like that. It's the personal touch. And I have done this since day one. So, and believe me, if anyone knows me really well, I am extremely humble. I don't like attention. So when I say this, it's not bragging, but I really do believe that is the reason why I am where I am today, because I have taken time to develop those relationships with those people. They know me, they love me, they like me. We'll go do things together. They invite me to things. That is so huge. So I don't care if you've been with Tastefully Simple for 1 week or 20 years. It's never too late to start those relationships. It really isn't. So if I get them on the phone when I'm doing my thank you phone calls, I feel them out. Sometimes they're in a rush. That's great. Blah, blah, blah. You do your thing. Thank you. I'm calling you because I got your order. It'll be, at your house in a week or so. But feel them out. Sometimes they want to talk to you. So I feel them out. If I feel like, all right, what is she saying to me? Is she saying, oh, I like the products. Oh, I buy all the time, etc. Then my advice to you is go in for the kill. Absolutely. Well, I was wondering, would you like to host a party? Because number one, let's say it would be off of a friend. Still get credit for it. Or if it's not off of a friend and it's a random order, you could just say, the new book just came out. Would you be interested in doing a party and getting some stuff for free? I try not to be very aggressive. I am not aggressive whatsoever. 9 out of 10, I probably don't ask them to do a party on that phone call. I don't. And, usually they ask me to be their friend on Facebook. And I've had people tell me, Kim, I like your style. You're not pressure, you don't pressure people. I like that. And I know that if I do a party with you, you're not going to drive my friends nuts. So a lot of times they'll come to me and ask, okay? If you're at a party, now let's say a physical party, at checkout, I will ask every single person. I usually do. The phone is where I'm iffy, but I'll go back to the phone in a minute, okay? If we're in person at a party, I do ask every person at checkout, feel them out. If they say to me, Kim, right now is not good, I'll say, okay, well, would you like me to call you maybe in October or November? Or would you like me to call you before Sue closes? Because if you book before she closes, she gets credit. Sometimes they'll say, absolutely, call me in a few days. I make a little note and I call them before we could wrap up the party. If they say to me, I don't know, then I can't give that person credit because I believe that I can't give them credit if they don't book right then and there. I'm not going to just do that. Do you have a question, Sherry?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I took a picture and I had my finger up. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. So, I didn't know if you needed me. So, if so at a party, I'll ask everybody. If the host gives me orders, and hopefully she gives me an email or phone number, I call and thank those people too for the orders. And sometimes I get them, and sometimes I get the bookings. Okay. Now let's talk about the host. So I always make it clear to her, this is where you are for sales today. Let's say it's a home party. This is what I'll say this is where you're at today. If you get this much more, this is what you'll get. Leave it open for a few more days. I don't leave it open for a long time. I don't. I'm a believer. Let's get this done. I am, if it's a home party. So I'll say, talk to you. Let's say it's a Friday night. I'll talk to you on Tuesday. We'll wrap it up. Tell her where she's at. And if someone said maybe to me, I tell her who that is too. Because let her go work her mojo. Because you guys all know you're pros. You don't really need me for this. Be confident. You got this. Ask them, hey, you want to go ask your friend about doing a party? Maybe she'll say yes or no, But I am a firm believer. Ask as many people as you can. Okay. If it's a Facebook party, I usually run my Facebook parties for 2 weeks. Some people might say that's crazy, but it works for me. It's 2 pay periods. It gives them time. It's not pressure. Some people order at the beginning, some in the middle, some at the end. You get a slew. It's just I can't say there's no rhyme or reason or why I do that. It's just that's what I do. Okay. And you know what? Some parties suck. We all know that. Home parties and Facebook parties. It is what it is. But you know what? I don't look at it like that because usually I'll get a good client from it, or usually the host is phenomenal and I love her forever. And we have a great relationship. So when I say suck, I mean, sometimes the sales are not what we want, It is what it is. All right. So let's go to the phone. I hope I'm not going too fast for you guys. So if you have any questions, write it down. Okay. So the phone. Back in the day, I used to use the phone a lot more with doing client care, meaning I would sit down at night, maybe 6 to 8 o'clock, and I don't usually make any phone calls after 8. Okay. I will, do my, figure out who I'm going to call. So when I sit down, I already know what I'm going to do. I'm not like looking through people's names and lists because I keep that information in alphabetical order. Okay. Which I'll talk to you guys about that in a minute. Okay. So when I sit down, I know what I want to do. So those are when I'll do maybe those go back and see, what people said. They spent a lot. What was the interest? Past hosts that maybe they haven't done anything in a while. That's when I'll make those phone calls. Okay. That's what they'll consist of. And this is what I do. If you say no to me, again, I'm not very technically person. I'm not a tech person. I have everything in alphabetical order, A through Z. Okay. That's what I do. If you say no to me, you're on that list in alphabetical order. And that's how I remember. Don't ask her. People respect that. If you keep on asking them, you're gonna piss them off. They're gonna unfriend you. They're gonna say to their friends, you're crazy. Don't bother with that girl, whatever. She's aggressive. I've ran my business like this forever. So you should see my pile. It's pretty thick. It is. Okay. All right. So my A's go in alphabetical order, B, C's, all that. That's how I remember A through Z. Okay. That list also contains my maybes. Okay. So if someone says maybe to me at a party tonight, but doesn't want to do anything till October, November, she goes on that list alphabetical order. I write what she said to me, how I met her, and I highlight it. That's how I remember to call her, and I write down like the month or whatever it is. So every month I pick up the folder and I look at it. So September 1st, whatever you want to do, I look at the folder and I say, okay, who's my yellows? Let's go through the sheets that said September. And then I message all those people. And believe it or not, it books the calendar up. It really seriously does because you're constantly doing that. So if you get yourself into that consistently habit, it's going to work for you. Okay. You can tweak it and make it your own. I'm just giving advice. Okay. There's no wrong way. There's no right way. You do it your way, what works for you. Okay. This works for me because I'm not techie. I'm not a tech person. So I just keep everything like that. And that's how I remember not to bother people. Some of those no's have come back to me and have booked parties. Some of those no's never have. They're just clients they order. And I do write little notes near their names too. Oh, she said she'll order in a couple of months or whatever. And I keep these sheets in my computer. My friend is my little tech savvy person, and he updates everything for me. And then I print clean sheets every couple of months. So I let those sheets just get kind of dirty and sloppy because that's how I work, believe it or not. It is how I work. And okay, they're getting dirty. We need some new ones. I tell him these are the people that needed to be added. He adds them. And then we print it and bang, buddy, boom. I'm in business and do it again. Okay. There is no such thing. I'm gonna talk about this. There's no such thing as balance. I have been saying that since I joined Tastely Simple about balance. Well, let me tell you, throw the balance out the door. You're never going to figure out balance because there's no such thing. I say just work your business the way you're comfortable and what works for you. And don't get in your head. Like, I think that's so huge. Don't get in your head because what works for Angie may not work for Sherry. Like, you guys got to think like that. It's not anything you're doing wrong. Since day one, I have not changed the way I run my business. I've done it the same way, my party style the same way, my Facebook party is the same way. I don't change anything. Will I try something new? If I do, it's what a host. And every time I do, they tell me to go back the old way. So I don't even bother anymore. I literally just, they like it and I just stick to it. And that's what I do. I do not play any games with my Facebook parties. No games at all. Mm-mm. I stick strictly to the post. That's it. So I run it for 2 weeks. I do 2 posts in the morning, 2 posts at night. When I say thank you, I do a thank you post and say the girl's name and I tag the host so she can say thank you to them that also. Okay. So I do a separate post for each thank you. And they gradually come in a nice rhythm. So it's not overwhelming to anybody. But I've had people tell me right from the get go, don't post a lot, Kim. I don't want to see it. I don't, just gradually don't. And I just always have ran my business that way and it works. So I'll do 2 in the morning, 2 at night. I usually do around 8 because I feel like when people get to work, that's when they go on Facebook, right? And then at night, 8 o'clock is when they kind of settle down. The kids are knocked out, dishes are done. They usually on their computers around 8 o'clock. So 8 and 8 is usually my rhyme. If you're off for a few minutes because you go out or something happens, it's okay. If I can't stick to the rule, it's all right. I just have a rhythm. I'm OCD. I'm really OCD. God, you probably guys didn't know that, but I am. I'm extremely OCD. I'm a very perfectionist. I'm my worst enemy when it comes to that. I am. But again, run your business your own way. I'm gonna say that 50 million times because you're you and I'm me. Okay. This is just me giving you some ideas and you can tweak it to yourself. Okay. Let me see if there's anything that I missed. I wrote some stuff down. Donna Magnuson was my coach for many, many years. We worked very closely together. And I would say something to her and, we tweak it and whatnot. And sometimes I didn't always agree with her. And she'd say to me, Kim, maybe don't listen to me because I've always, learned working with you. Your timing is always really good, So sometimes maybe don't listen to me. And a long time ago, and I don't even know if you could even find it. Maybe if you Googled it, you could. I couldn't even remember where I found it. I used to watch a lot of training videos. I don't so much anymore. I don't have time. But I watched a video. It was about emails. Never do emails. Always, if you're going to do an email or send a message to people, Do it Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Friday, they're on vacation usually, or they're not paying attention to you. Saturday, where the hell are they? Right? They're with their families doing crap. I never bother people on Sunday. Never, 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 never. Unless it's like extreme emergency, I will. But other than that, I don't. I'll do parties on Sundays. I do, but I don't call. No thank you phone calls. No nothing. I'll save all that till Monday. Monday, they get so many emails. They don't want to look at the emails. They don't want to be bombarded. So if you've got something to say, new products coming out, you want to book parties, I don't know, whatever you need to do it Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. And I've always done that. Unless it's an emergency and you need to do it, then I understand if you're going on vacation. But I've always stuck to that, you know? And like, okay, so we're going into September. So the first week of September, I'm probably not going to work really strong. Second week of September, I'll guide myself back in because you have to be respectful. And I really believe that with people because they're busy with their kids. Going back to school, I have a lot of clients that are teachers. Like the first week, like that's how I run my September. October, balls to the wall. November, balls to the wall. You know, around Thanksgiving, get a little quiet. Don't be too cuckoo. Okay. December, first two weeks, whoom, whoom, keep on hammering it. Seriously. The last 2 weeks, you're gone. You're gone. Be quiet. Be respectful. I've ran my business like this forever. You have to be respectful of people because if you don't, they're gonna get mad. People are funny, they're weird, they do those things. And I just believe that direct sales is you're always on that tight wire that you're walking, trying not to fall off. And I've always built my business again with respect, timing. You know, I just believe that with your clients, you need to do that because if not, they're gonna look at you differently and you're gonna lose them. I'm telling you. How to keep them? Just be you. Just be you. They're gonna love you. You know, I'm very personable. Um, I it matters to me if their dad is sick. You know, it matters to me if an animal dies. I send sympathy cards. I check in with them. It's not a game I play. I am a people person. I like people. I do. I care about things like that. You know, they have a baby, you know, a grandbaby. You know, I always, you know, send a message and say congratulations or whatever. And it's not a tactic or a game that I play. It's just I really genuinely that's me, and I don't know how to do anything differently because that's me. And some people may say to me, Kim, doing all those thank you phone calls or being personable like you are, I don't have time for that. Well, you want to build your business, you want it to be solid, or you want to grow it on sand. I have built a very strong foundation and look what it's done. Like it's just grown that I don't have time to do half the things I want to do in my business anymore. I don't because it's just sometimes I'm telling you it's crazy. And if you're quiet and you're not working it, that's what you're going to get back. But when you're working it, it's going to get crazy for you too. It might not happen right off the bat. You got to work towards it. Okay. And if you haven't worked your business like this, or you've taken a step back, the minute you start working it, believe me, they're going to come out of the woodworks. July and August, I've always laid low. I feel like it's camping season, vacation time, kids are home. I want to spend time with my grandkids. I do. I'm tired. I want to just do what I want to do and just chill. So the minute I'm quiet, guess what? It's quiet. So you got to be involved. That's the bottom line. You have to work your business and be involved because if you're not, you're going to get what you get back. Exactly. Nothing. Okay. Just make sure I've said everything I need to say. I read really fast. Be organized. Everyone's organized is different. Try to be as organized as you can. Every time somebody books a party, I write a folder. I'm a paper person. I'm a paper person. I write a folder. I put their address, their email, their phone number on it. Any bookings I write on it. I write the party sales on it. Any notes I want to remember because I keep these folders forever. The only thing that gets shredded is the content. I will shred that after so many years, but the folders I keep for life. They're important and you need to know. So have a system. I don't know what your system's going to look like, what you guys do, but there's always room for improvement. And the sticky note thing that, you know, write your to-do list is the most important thing. I'm telling you, it really is. Stay off social media. Don't be on social media all the time. Seriously, you're on social media, be working. Be working. Don't be like, oh, I'm gonna just browse. Oh, it's been a half an hour. Oh shit, I got nothing done. Yeah, hello, because you spent too much time doing this. When I work, I work. I'm not saying don't ever browse, but when I work, if I say to you, I'm working 6 to 8 tonight, I'm working 6 to 8 and nothing's gonna get in my way. Okay. So, and I did say this at conference when I had a chance to talk. Use all the tools in your box. A caveman had his box. He had all his little tools in it. Use all your tools. Do texting. Use the phone. I don't care how much you hate the phone. Use the phone. It works. That's personal relationship. When you're building personal relationships with these clients, they're going to come back. They're going to remember who you are. And if you make an imprint on them, they're going to remember who you are and want to speak to you and have those relationships with you. Okay. And that's what's going to set you apart from other consultants. That's what's going to set you apart from other consultants is developing those relationships with your clients. Okay. So use email, use text, use email, text, private message people, anything that you can get your hands on, use it because it's going to work for you. Trust me, it will. I know some people don't like the phone, but I'm telling you, try and use it. It will benefit you. It will. And everything that you do, like I should really stick to my guns on this one myself. So I'm going to say this, but I do mean it. Okay. Do things that move you forward. If it's not moving you forward, walk away. And I'm going to say this about people you may have in your life also that affect your business or affect whatever's going on with you. If it doesn't move you forward, cut it, get rid of it. You're wasting time on it. I'm a dweller. I am a dweller, and I try not to do that. Okay. It's hard to, the way our minds work, but don't waste time thinking on things that are not moving you forward. You want to be upset about something? Go ahead. I'm going to allow you to have 5 minutes, then move past it. And that's it. Because it's not going to be beneficial, especially if you work your business only part-time, which I know a lot of consultants do. When you do work, you need to be intentional to what you're doing, things that'll move you forward. Okay. And when you're sending clients messages or text or private messages or emails, or even your post on Facebook, whatever those things are, make sure the content has value. Okay. Like, because who knows? That might be the only post they read. You don't know. Make sure that whatever you're saying is, something that they're going to want to read, a good recipe. When you're asking for a party, why are you asking for a party? Don't make it only about you. My clients know that when I'm going for something, this is a we thing. They know I can't do this without them. And when they'll say to me, congratulations or whatever, I say to them, no, right back at you. Congratulations to you. Because without you, I wouldn't be where I'm at. I wouldn't be. And I really strongly say that to people. I wouldn't be where I'm at today without you. And even when I do my thank you phone calls and they say, oh, you didn't have, that was a good touch or whatever. Sherry sending me something. I can't even see it, Sherry. Hold your hands up. Am I done? Want me to be done? I can be. I can't hear you. Why can't I hear you?
Because I was on mute. I was
Oh.
just saying 1 minute left and then they'll give us, because we're over,
Yeah.
which I knew would be okay. But
No, that's fine.
wrap up, and then if people want to ask you questions.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to wrap it up right now. Pay
Okay.
attention to what you're paying attention to. Don't be hard on yourself. If something doesn't go your way, move past it. It's okay. Because I've learned that. Sometimes your road is going like this, and all of a sudden your day goes this way. Go that way. Because I really am a firm believer that there's a reason why it's going that way. Don't be hard on yourself, and it's okay. Maybe something great's going to happen that way. Okay. All right. And I do vendor events also, but that's not a huge part of my business. It's not. It's just not. Okay. What do you guys want to know? What's your questions? I know I talk fast. I'm trying to get it all in.
You did
I hope I'm
fantastic.
helping.
You're good.
You did fantastic. Who's got some questions for Kim?
You know,
And
me. Kim, are you
Yeah.
still doing mostly Facebook parties?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh,
Has there
yeah.
anything changed, would you say, in the last year or so due
No,
to just the changing? You still do it the
no. So
same?
this will be the
Okay.
4th year. I've done over 360 something parties in
Wow.
Facebook each year.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You haven't changed your methods. Okay.
No, still
Cool.
doing 2 in the morning, 2 at night. And I
Okay.
do tell the host, be, active. If they're not, it is what it is. What are you gonna do? I mean,
Yeah.
you want them to be, but you know how that goes,
Mhm,
Can't bring a
mhm.
horse to water if it doesn't want to,
Right.
So, and it's
True.
nothing that you're doing wrong. So, or I am, just happens. So
Good
Thank you.
point. Don't dwell on it.
don't dwell on it. Move past it. Next party will rock.
Kim,
True.
do you do any giveaways or prizes on your Facebook parties? That's a big fat no. Okay.
Never. Big no. I'm here to make money. I don't
Okay.
give discounts. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
I
And
love it.
people
No, don't
respect me for that. My
apologize.
clients tell me they know it's my business. Once in a blue moon, maybe July or December, I may say 3 days only. Here's my stock I have right now. I'm done with vendor events. Does anybody need anything? Porch pickup only, no shipping. That's it. They got to come, But sometimes I only do it once a year, and that's it. I'm in it to make business. If you run your business like that, what's going to happen is they're always going to want that discount.
Right, right.
If you go to Dunkin' Donuts and you have $3 and the coffee's $5, guess what? You ain't getting your coffee. Donna always used to say to me, "Are you Macy's or are you Walmart?" We are Macy's. So, you know,
Yes.
I miss her.
Yeah. She's awesome.
So what else, guys? Anything else? No? Did I help anybody? God, I hope so.
Did amazing. So much good stuff.
I don't play games, and I do want to say this why. I don't play games because I tried to at first, and just because I wasn't too sure, because again, I'm not tech savvy, just doing my own thing on Facebook and trying to figure it out when COVID all happened, right? And I was doing Facebook parties before COVID, but not as much as I do now, obviously. But anyway, I don't do it because I just feel like they're there just for the game, and they don't end up buying anything, and maybe that sounds horrible, whatever, but it's an extra post. And then you know what? If you're posting too much, guess what happens? You go to
Mhm,
Facebook jail. You do. And then you can't do shit. And is that host going to want to do your work? Hell no. Hell no. So you know what? I don't want her to do my job. I don't. My job is my job, like I do it my way, and I don't want her to have to be bothered. I always tell them that. This is, I'm running this, and you shouldn't be stressed out, So I'm what you see here, I'm just this is me. There's no other, this is me. And I am like the same way with my clients. I'm not like this stuffy little snot professional person. I'm not, and it just works for me. It does. It does, Sherry. It does.
I know, you're just so funny.
It
If someone
obviously
asks
works.
me to do a
Yeah.
home party, I will do a home party. I will. There are a few this year that just passed, like springtime. I did, and I will play a game at my home parties. I'll play a couple of games because 9 out of 10 I get there early, and they don't even realize I'm the consultant because I'm already blending in, talking to them about dogs, kids, grandkids, and then I'll be like, "All right, we're gonna start the party," and they don't even realize I'm the consultant, and now they already trust me. And it's not a game. It's just me. It's just how I am. I'm just very personable, and it's just always worked for me.
I love it, Kim. I have a question for you, Kim, and then Shelley has a question.
Yeah.
On an average month, not when you're just killing it, but an average month, how many parties do you do? Or
Every
what,
month
like
is-
from 15 to 30, or I mean, just like a range?
I'll do as many as I can because it doesn't scare me. Number one, I'll do 100 parties in a month. It doesn't even bother me. They might not all qualify, but I will. It doesn't bother me at all. I got a
Have
system.
you done that? Have you
Yeah.
done that?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, it doesn't, especially towards the end if I'm going for something. Yeah, I have. Just have a system, and don't overpost and watch what you're doing. Don't post too quickly because you'll go to jail. Okay. But on an average month, I don't know. I mean, in July I did 6 parties and I still almost sold 5 grand. I did. That was it. I really laid low. I'm sorry. I laid low. God forgive me, but I did. I needed to relax.
Good for you. Hey, Kim,
So-
Angie asked you, and then Shelley's got a question. Do you SynShare?
No.
Nope.
No,
Okay.
so when they're posting, if you are on a party, when I post, I am physically right there in the moment. I answer. I am right there. That's me. I don't do anything. I'm not tech savvy.
You don't schedule.
No, I don't, even when I'm on vacation, no scheduling. Nope.
Oh,
I wake up, I put it into my morning mentally. I don't have to do anything. I don't put any alarms on my phone, nothing. It's just a nature that I know every morning, 8 o'clock, I do that. It's just a nature, you know?
Awesome.
So if you get in the habit, it's a habit. You know, you brush your hair every morning, you brush your teeth. You know what I'm saying? It's a habit. So you just train your brain. You train your brain, you know?
Yep, habits are good. Okay, Shelley, what do you have?
Hey, Kim, after a party, when you call your customers to see if they've received their order and such, what are your expectations? Do you think you're going to get another order from them, or if you're going to ask them if they want to hold their own party, or?
I don't call every single person to make sure they get their orders.
Okay.
I don't. Mm-mm. No, a lot of them will tell me. Some of them will ask me, hey, do you know when my orders come in? I'll send them a screenshot of the UPS tracking and be like, oh, it's going to be there Tuesday. You know, let me know if there's an issue. If somebody tells, I'm very good about client care, meaning that if somebody also says to me, Kim, there's a problem with my order, like I answer them immediately. And sometimes Mike will get mad at me, and that's my husband. And he'd be like, why do you got to answer them right away? Because I'm like, because it takes me 2 seconds. And sometimes I feel like I'm a doctor. I do. I'm not going to lie. I feel like I'm on call, but that's how I've always ran my business. I answer questions right away. Like, you know, on a phone, if it's a Facebook, it'll go ding, ding, or a little, you know, I answer it because it takes 2 seconds, but then they feel valued. You know what I mean? They know that that's how I run my business, so they don't have to wait. And I don't know, maybe some people might say that's not good, but it is what I do. Obviously, if I'm at a wedding or something, I'm not going to be glued to my phone. But if it's something, you know, silly, yeah. But I don't usually do out of the box calls to see if they got their stuff. I just don't. The hostesses, I'll, you know, say, okay, the orders are shipping. I see them, you know, stuff like that when I close their party, because their orders are usually already leaving because I've already put them in. Because I don't usually close a party the night of, you know, usually like 2 or 3 days later. Even like Facebook, like say I had a Facebook party closing tonight, the host usually will linger a few days with their stuff and then tell me what they want. Very rare do we usually close on the same day. Very rare, you know. I try, but it never happens, you know. And I do vendor events. When I'm at vendor events, I don't do a ton of them, but I've done the same ones for years and years and years, and those are the ones I've hung on to, you know. And I just, that's what you know, make yourself a list. The ones that are great, write yourself in a list so you remember, so you can go back to those people and say, hey, you're still doing the vendor event in September, you know, whatever. Don't wait till September to ask them. I'll be asking like maybe June or July. They might already know the date. Pay attention to what you're paying attention to, you know. You know, make those lists. Like people that I know I'm going to do vendor events in October, I've already started asking them June or July, like, hey, you got a date yet? And that's just how I work. I just have a system. If you start doing a system, and I'm all on paper, everything I do is paper. So I have my event listings on paper. Like that's just how I work. I know it sounds crazy to some people, but it works for me. You know, it does.
It sure does, Kim. Well, hey, Kim, I know you could keep talking because I know you're so
Good.
passionate about
There's
what you
so much.
but it's almost 8:45 and I am going to stop the recording. If anybody wants to hang on and ask another question of Kim, they can. But I just want to thank you so much for
No
everything.
problem. I just hope they got something from it, you
Yeah,
know, or
yes,
someone
yes,
that watches the recording does, or they can ask me a question if they want. But and the bottom line is, and you know this already because you've been with Tastely Simple as long as me almost. Well, you're a bit longer, but you know what I mean. Just be you.
yeah.
Just be you. I mean, Sherry, people love you too because you are who you are. You know, walk in a room that you never have to introduce yourself because they already know who you are.
True, true, true. Well, again, Kim, we so appreciate you sharing what you do, and you do it extremely well.
Thank
So
you.
thank you so much. And I am going to stop the recording.